Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out the Dustin Kensrue Signature 2020 Stingray from Ernie Ball Music Man. Dustin Kensrue has had a prolific songwriting and guitar playing career with both his own solo stuff, but most notably with the band Thrice, as he is their frontman. And his signature model for 2020 with Ernie Ball Music Man is incredible. Dustin's signature Stingray is pretty cool and has a few notable tweaks to the regular version of the Stingray, most notably the removal of the selector switch that is here on the regular production Stingray RS has been moved down to the plate, and there is a stacked volume and tone pot, which is both comfortable and really cool, and it feels nice. There's not too much in one space, if that makes sense. It's a little taller than a normal volume pot. However, when you're playing, you are able to reach and feel without having to look down, which makes sense as Dustin is normally singing when playing this guitar. Now, the Dustin Kensrue Stingray RS features an African mahogany body, as well as a maple neck and rosewood fingerboard, and this particular color is called TV Blonde, and I just think it's gorgeous. It's not too yellow, it's not too blonde, it's a good balance of both. Now, the custom wound Music Man pickups are very middle of the road to my ear. Humbucker in the bridge, single coil in the neck. I love this configuration, and I have this in my own tour Stingray RSs. These sound very rock and roll, if that makes any sense. I wouldn't say they're high output at all. I don't know if I would even call them medium output. I guess I would call them medium output. They're vintage hot. So there's a lot of clarity, there's a lot of dynamics, but they're not muddy in any way, and I just really enjoyed them, and they played very well with the Line 6 Helix that we will be using for guitar tones today. Now, the most notable part of Dustin's signature guitar is this little button right here. And what this button does is it allows you to use Dustin's own signature cable. Yes, you can have a signature cable, because why not? But his cable is basically a very high quality Y cable. And this is a stereo jack in this guitar. But what this switch allows you to do is to split each of the two pickups to their own output, their own cable, essentially. So you can use something like a Line 6 Helix, which I have here today, to blend between the two, which I will show you right now. Okay, so for the playthrough, I'm going to demonstrate as best as I can the Dustin Kensrue circuit, or the layout that can be utilized with this guitar and his signature cable. And what's special about this cable, it is a stereo guitar cable that wires off into two individual mono guitar cables, a stereo male TRS into two TS guitar, it's regular guitar cables, right? So it's basically a real fancy and a very high quality Y cable. Now I'm going into the guitar input of the Helix, and I am also using the second input to go into a effects return, in this case for loop number 1, okay? So I'm coming in, guitar in, and loop 1 return into the Helix, physically speaking. Now, with the button up top, disengage, this operates like a regular guitar. But if I push the push button in, the tone controls, the volume control, and the selector is disabled, is totally bypassed, and it is going straight to the jack. And what's happening is each pickup gets its own input on the Helix, if that makes sense. So a bridge pickup is going to one of the TS cables, and the neck pickup is going to the other TS cables. And on the Helix, this allows you to blend back and forth between the two. Or, as Dustin explained to me, he likes to use a patch, and in between snapshots, he turns the loop on and off, switching his pickup with one foot click. And I will demonstrate that now. So right now, I'm going to push the button in, so my tone controls, nothing works, right? Now, I have a patch dialed in, and I have the loop block off, and that means I'm going with my bridge pickup only on this patch. And when I switch to this clean tone, you will notice the loop engages and the mix is at 100%, and that is my neck pickup. So I can go from the bridge pickup distorted to clean neck pickup. Now, if I want to blend those two, like Dustin likes to do, I will simply go to the expression pedal and I will back it off and I will blend them. Now, the expression pedal is simply assigned to the mix knob of the loop. That's all it's doing. So if you leave it at 100%, you are at full neck pickup in this instance. And if I want to go back to the bridge, I simply turn the block off, if that makes any sense. This is very, very cool and very, very versatile. So you can switch from pickup to pickup within the patch just using the Helix snapshots. This is why Dustin uses the Helix live, and he uses it into a couple of power cabs, but otherwise he is all in the box, he told me. Although we should try, maybe in the future, we will try using this cable going into two separate amps. I'm not sure how that's gonna load down the pickups, but Dustin also suggested maybe I try that as well. But for this purpose, this is really, really cool to do inside the Helix, and I'm sure there's lots more options you could do as well with this blending technique, but I thought I would just show you guys how Dustin sets up his guitar with his Helix. Now, full disclosure, I am an Ernie Ball Music Man artist, and I tour with modified Dustin Kensrue Stingray RSs as it is, so it makes sense. I absolutely love this guitar. I love the color. The satin finish is very, very nice, and I love that it's just a straight ahead rock and roll machine with a couple of nice bells and whistles that You don't have to use if you don't want to. If you want to use this as just a regular old guitar, you can do that. And if you want to expand on your tones and get all fancy like, you can do that too. It's really available for anything that you want to do, and any limitations you have playing this guitar are ones that you are imposing on yourself. I will link down below in the description. And with that, you've been wonderful, and I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed the video that you just watched, please consider subscribing. It helps me, help you, and then in turn, you get more stuff to watch. And also, I have all sorts of stuff down in the description of this video. Sweetwater giveaway stuff. There's all sorts of links to all sorts of things. So consider checking that out as well if you're gonna hang. But if you don't hang, all good. I still love you.